guys, and thanks for coming to this latest installment of My Life in Color. Glad you guys can make it. So I'm going to share my screen. So last time we talked about organizing, and we've just been kind of on an organizing kick. The time before it was on food and meal planning and stuff like that. Last week it was about organizing how to clean your house, tidy up, do some housework. Well, on this one, it's a little more further on that, as in we're dealing with kind of how to organize your life. You have all these pieces, so how to put it together in a fun way. So we start off with, now, the key to organizing your life is trying to figure out time management. And time management can be different things for different people. But the main thing is to kind of sit down, make a list, and kind of think about what you do during the day, and then plan like how much time you want to dedicate to said event or something you're doing. Because if you can set aside a time, doesn't matter when it is, then you're more likely to get things done on your to-do list, and you can split stuff up. And hopefully this will kind of help you figure out what you need to spend one day on, maybe perhaps break it up in a series of days, a little bit here and there. So whereas I've showed you some weekly spreads that are kind of complicated and all over the place, you can do a more simplistic one where if you're rushed for time or you don't want to take the time to draw all those rectangles and squares or whatnot. So this, it's you take the page and just draw a line through and make grids to where you have 7 days, or you can combine the weekend. Like before, I always start on Monday. That's how I colored mine, but you can do it however you want, whatever the first of the week is for you. And I just put a little design out here, really. That's just a little circle with a little leaves. And the leaves are just almost like little teardrops, like that. And then you just draw the line around it, a circle. And you can even do a square, and if you want to do a little fancier design, you could always take it and loop it or something like that, just swirling. So you can play with it what you want, but I did this one because it was just a quicker design, and you can use stickers, you can use washi tape, anything like that. So this is more of your list design, as in you write out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you can list when things are happening. Now here I color coded what events were going on. So like the things at work, I had to bring lunch for the week. I had a meeting that day. And so these things are colored blue. So that way when I look, I can be like, oh, blue means something to do with work. Extra stuff or certain events I have coming, I did in another color, maybe red. So that way I knew, okay, I need to focus on that because it was important. You had to be there at that time. So, and then other stuff I have to do like projects and lists and stuff like that, I did in a different color. And what you can also do is like, this is mainly a work one is what I did. But you can also take this, and it depends on how big your squares are, and if you dedicate, like some people will dedicate 1 day to cleaning. Some people will dedicate so many minutes, so many hours a day to it. Some will just do it wherever they see it. They see something messy, they'll tidy it up right there. But you can tailor this to how big. So like if your Tuesday is super full, it can be the bigger one, and Thursday can be smaller, or so on and so forth. But what you can do is like on a Tuesday, so you finish work and you've got like a project. So in here, if you want to do something in the evening, like evening stroll, if you want to walk outside because the weather's nice. And say someone's like, oh, you're supposed to call somebody back this evening, or call a relative or something like that. You can put call, whoever at 5, and you can write it down there. And that way it's just a good way to keep track of everything. And some people combine their weekends. If you find that you need more space, like on Tuesday or Wednesday, something like that, you can't always split your weekends. You can split it this way, or you can split it that way, and call it weekend and do this Saturday and Sunday, or just whatever works for you. So, what I like about this design is you can have your weekly plan, and then you can have your to-do list / shopping list / whatever you need done. So here, I didn't put any particular time on it because really this just needs to get done when time comes up for it. So I'm doing a program, and this project I need to finish up the codes. So I wrote that down and a few other things, some crafts, a dragon, tidy up the house a little bit, do some outside work. So I just wrote my to-do list. And then I can look over at my week and kind of see, so maybe Wednesday I'm too busy, I won't be able to do something. I might be doing some yard work on Thursday, weather permitting. If the weather doesn't turn out, maybe I can tidy up, blah, blah, blah. Or maybe I can work on this. Also, we're going to talk about meal planning. And that kind of helps you keep track of what you eat and what you need. So if you happen to find yourself running low on something, you can make a list, like yogurt and soda. So I'm low on my yogurt. And so I wrote a list, so I have it there, and I realized, okay, what day, like today, I'm gonna have to get gas. Well, if it's there by Walmart, I'm probably gonna stop in and get the yogurt. So that way I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I don't have to make 50 million trips. Oh my gosh, I forgot this. Oh, I forgot that. So, it can save you some gas money. Right. And this down here is a meal plan, and I did supper because usually I eat lunch at work. So supper I decided, and it's based on different things you can make quickly or whatever. The rule of thumb is to have at least 14 meals that are easy, quick, that you can just whip out. So that way you can have at least 2 weeks worth of food that you can just automate, and you don't even have to think about it. You can always keep the ingredients there for them, and whether it's a soup, tacos, quesadillas, pizza, something. You can always whip up. You have spaghetti noodles, you have a can of tomato sauce, you can make yourself a spaghetti. Run to Walmart, get your rotisserie chicken, or get a frozen chicken, whatever, chicken spaghetti, get some soft Alfredo. So you can plan, and if one day's like longer than the others, if you're going to have stir fry one day, and you're going to have a quesadilla, and one took longer than the other one, on your longer day, you'd use the shorter one. And always have a backup, an oven or microwave pizza in the freezer. It'll cover everything. So, if you have your meal planned out here, you can look at like I said, your week, and just kind of compare. Like if Monday's a heavy day, you may not want a whole lot of food. So you might do a salad, or put together a salad. If Tuesday's a lighter day, you might want a bigger supper or something like that. So, but this can be for anything. This can also be for if you want to keep track of your workout, or your yoga, or meditation, or gratitude journaling. You just find a way to put it in, because I know I had to buy some journal, washi tape, and a few other things because I was running low on supplies. So you can make that also constitute as a shopping list. So it just kind of helps you put together and kind of think about your week, so you kind of know where you're going and what you need. And then I threw a little next week, dun dun dun. So if you have something big next week, you can stick it right there, or just have this ready, so that way when next week comes, it won't sneak up on you. Everyone good on that? Okay. Now this is another one, and this is where the dots are really handy to do the little rectangle, but you can also get these lovely sticker books. Walmart has them now, and they have it already for you if you want it, and you can just place those in over where I have this. You can just place them there, and then you can make your own, and that way you don't have to draw. But if you like to draw, you can. And so I'll just put a week up, will be next week, coming up soon, and I put May, and I just decorated little flowers. And these little flowers are nice because there's not a whole lot to them. You just draw a line like that, kind of squiggly, because it's a blossom tree, so you want it kind of gnarly a little bit. And then some blossoms have shoots that go out like that. So you've got your tree limb. What you do is you take your pen or marker or whatever, and you just do almost like a little star, but just like that. It's a ribbon type. So really you're just doing that several times. And if you want to add a dimension, you put your darker color first because that's the base. Then you go in with a lighter color, and then you can have layers and layers. And so you layer that, it'll create kind of a 3D effect, and you can create as many blossoms as you want, as less as you want. You don't have to do blossoms. You can do the flowers, a circle, and then just go around like that. You got yourself a little flower. And then you can do little wispies, little scrolls, and that's how you can also decorate your things if you want. So for this one, it starts on the Monday. I put a school meeting because we have a long day that day, and I put down here, probably gonna have to grab something to eat because it's a long day. I work till 7 that day. So Tuesday, I'm going to try to finish some projects, and I have down here like clean office, and I'm thinking about making an Alfredo or something next week maybe, depending on the time, but I do have an idea to make that. But I do have backups just in case it gets too busy. And that's where that meal planning helps. You have a plan for this, something comes up, you have to meet somebody, or else something happens. You need a backup plan. So Wednesday I have, and this is where I talk about time management, clean emails. Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes you ever open up your inbox and put like 365 emails unread. So chances are you're not going to look in one setting. So what you can do is you can pick a day, and you can do it every day or every other day or once a week, and spend like 30 minutes or whatever time you like, and just delete that time and read through and go through them. And then once that time's up, just quit. So that way you're not lingering too long on it. And if you want to clean it in all day, one day you can, but I find that if you do little minutes here and there before too long, you do end up getting it clean. So also, depending on the weather, walk and run, and the time management, you can choose if you want to walk 2 hours or run an hour and walk 2. Depends on the weather. Do something back up inside. If the weather's bad, you could do like yoga for that time. Just set out like a workout slot or just like a leisure slot or whatever, and it can be whatever works. So even just getting up and stretching for 5 minutes or doing something like jumping jacks, that's getting something done. So meeting, I've got a meeting Wednesday, and so also I put down here to tidy up desk and something quick to cook. So see, I haven't even really decided what I was going to cook, but I put something quick. So I've got an arsenal of meals that fall under something quick. But tidy up desk. My desk is not super messy, so I can do it in one setting. But if I had like a huge secretary cabinet and desk and have papers here and papers there, it might be a 2-3 day, whole week thing at so many minutes. So that way it's not overwhelming and you still can enjoy it, because if you go too long on something, you start to mess up. As in, you start to get tired, and you end up either throwing away all the papers, or you end up keeping all the papers and pretty much defeat what you were going for. So it's better to do a little bit rather than all of it. So Thursday and whatever day you want to. Here I have to catch up on mail at work, kind of tidy up, and I'll also put a thing with more water. You can also put reminders on your week as well. So if you find yourself needing to put some more water, just put that there, and you can also keep track on here. And so the weekend, have some ideas. If you want to relax, what you going to do to relax? Are you going to read? Then you might set out 2 hours or 3 hours to read, or Saturday's your reading day, read all day. Or you can split it up, go on a walk in the morning, so many minutes or hours. Read so many things in the evening, meditate, for so long, or write, or draw, or go out, take a walk, take a drive, play, just whatever, and you can just kind of write it in this rectangle, and that way you keep it close to you. So again, another one, like I said, these are nice because you have the week right here, and then you have your other side right here, which is your to-dos, your dinners, your shopping, and notes. And like I said, it doesn't have to be those things. This is just what I chose to focus on. It could be exercise. It could be if you do quilting, if you do projects, if you do stuff like that, you know. And it definitely works. But so dinners, I have an idea of what I lay out, some ideas. And the one thing about this is like for my nephew, we're going to do this stir fry that he's done Thursdays ago, cheese, Fridays. And there's something to change. The one thing about these is it's an idea, and the nice thing about an idea is that it gives you where you're going, and you can always take a different train from it, but at least you have something and you kind of know what you're looking forward to. Shopping, it also helps you look in your pantry because you're like, oh, I'm going to make stir fry, and you look up and open up and you realize you have no baby corn. So like I did the other day, I went to grab baby corn. I ended up grabbing 3 cans of water chestnuts and bamboo shoots. I was like, my stir fry is incomplete, so guess what? I have yet to have stir fry. So, you know, if you kind of know what you're looking for, you can kind of prevent that stuff. So, down here is my to-do, and I put UFOs, and that's why I called unfinished objects or programs and projects that I have done. And so I write those out there, and my goal is to try to complete as many as I can. Will I get them all completed? No. Will I get close? I hope so. But you can also do that too. Set out mini goals or little goals. So like maybe you can't get all your UFOs accomplished. Well, then how about work on completing like 2 major projects and a few little ones here and there, you know, if that's what you want to do. Also, Memorial Day planning. I know a lot of families get together for Memorial Day, as in my family does get together, and we grill and cook out, so you have to plan for that. That's kind of like what foods you're going to have. Are you going to have beans on the side? You know, brisket and hamburgers and hot dogs, or just hot dogs and hamburgers, maybe broth, you know. You've got to figure that out kind of ahead of time, so that way it's not the day of and you're like, oh no, I want a broth. Well, someone has to go to the store. So it prevents that. Also, if you have birthdays coming up, like my grandfather's birthday is coming up this month, so I have it written down right here. That way I know I need to get him a card and a gift sometime before his birthday gets here. But that keeps it in mind. And what I like to do is always a miniature calendar right here and highlight which week I'm in, so that way I tell how much time I have before it runs out. So I'm in this week. It would show I would have a week before my granddad's birthday. So I realized, oh, within this and that week, I've got to get the stuff together. Down here, you can do notes. Like, my granddad, he has to have sugar-free candy. Well, sometimes it's a lot harder to find special sugar-free candy, so I might have to plan a little bit ahead to get something like that. So, but you can write that down and you have it ahead of time. So when you see something, you'll be like, oh, that's perfect, that's coming up, and you can get yourself all set up. So, everyone good with those? Here's that. Any questions? Everyone good? All right. This is not my schedule, by the way. So, but the key to time management is to kind of think about your day, what all you do, or your weeks, and kind of schedule. Everyone has an ideal day. There is one day, even if you can't imagine it, or it's like totally off in the future, there is an ideal day. What you need to do is kind of think about what your ideal day is. And if you don't know, something that you think, would fit an ideal day. Then from there, think about what you want to do. Like on this one, this person has wake up, meditate for 10 minutes, see, and it's the time. That's why I chose it. So they're going to meditate for 10 minutes, and affirmations for 5, and journaling for 10. And you can see this is when they slept. So, and they woke up at 6. Okay, that's a little early for me. But, you know, an ideal day, you want to get a lot of stuff done, or as much done as you need. Well, you can get everything in your day, you just have to manage it more. And you have to be flexible. So like, say you want to meditate in the morning, but you sleep in or something comes up, or you have a meeting with somebody. Then if you do 10 minutes meditation, you can do 5 minutes after lunch and 5 minutes in the evening, or 10 minutes right before bed, or something like that. You can break it up. Or it can be 5 minutes one day, 5 minutes the other. And journaling, affirmation, just whatever you want to do. And this person did all that, and then from 6:35 they took a shower and ate breakfast. So, you know, think about your morning routine, which I talked about several videos over. We talked about morning and evening routine, and just trying to figure out, everyone has a routine. That's what you have, you know, and it might be all over a place, but it is a routine. And so if you can figure out how to better process that routine that covers everything but still fits within your busy lifestyle, you'll realize, oh, I have time. And that's what time management is. So this is a circle grid. I guess more of a chart than a grid. But so it's divided within 6 hours, 6 to 12, from 6 to 12. So, and throughout it, they put different parts here, and they're like 7:15 for work and commute, and then down here, clear email, plain day, 8:30 to 3:15, teach, plan, mark, and so focus at work. So this was a teacher. 10:30, they marked down their recess and their lunch break, and it's like that. Sometimes on lunch breaks, what you didn't get done in the morning, you can do on your lunch break, or you can do on recess if you have breaks or anything like that. At 3:30, they had a meeting, and at 4:30, they're home, and to manage use of time. As you can see, 5:30, they have these 3 things lined up. Now, cleaning from here to 6, you know, you can spend 10 minutes, and cleaning can be like hanging up your clothes when you get home, just hanging them all up, you know, putting the laundry in the wash, or, you know, cleaning up your kitchen, making sure you've got dishes for the evening. And also what you can do is, if you're behind on your dishes or kitchen or anything like that, or you're going to be busy, you can always invest in some disposable plates, bowls, and silverware to kind of help you get caught up. There's nothing wrong with that, and it really does help you get caught up, so that way you can run your dishwasher or wash your dishes or whatever. Because I know I have a lot of nice glasses that you can't run through the dishwasher, so you have to hand wash them, and that takes some time. So their dinner is at 6:30. It might be earlier for some, it might be later, but whenever, you know, and that's what you kind of think of. It depends on your style. If you work, lunch for me tends to be my smallest meal, so dinner has to be a little bigger. Well, during the day, if you work at night, then your dinner is going to be a little lesser, and your meal is going to be more in the day. So, you know, you tailor it to what works for you. And then, of course, me time. In your time management, don't forget to do something that you like. You know, whether it's study, read, relax, take a bath, sleep, take a nap, you know, just whatever, drawing, writing your gratitude journal. Just take some time, 5 minutes even is just enough, just a little something, or just sit down, read, watch something, light some candles, and just kind of just sit and relax, because in all your busy days, you can't forget to look out for yourself. So, just then keep in mind. But so figure out your ideal day and kind of what you would like to see and then look at how many hours you're up, and then you can kind of calculate from there, how would I fit? And you could try something. If it doesn't work, scratch it out and try something else. You know, just keep working until you get that perfect algorithm, and then you'll figure it out. So, a way to help this also is goals. I know at the first of the year we talked about setting yearly goals. which are always good. It kind of helps you tailor where you're going to. But you also need to set monthly goals, weekly goals, and mini goals. Just a little something to do to achieve, because your life is built on achievements. And so the more you achieve, the better you realize you're getting at managing time. So, when you get a project completed, you're happy. So you can move on to the next one that wasn't finished, and then more and more, and then you can start adding new projects, and so on and so forth. So I split it up to these 4, but it's not exclusive. You can do whatever. Health and wellness, and I combine the 2 together. So that means the more water, the stretches, walking, more greens and veggies. If you need to eat more veggies like I do, I need to try to incorporate that into my meal. Relationships, make more family time. Sometimes, especially now, families live off in different states and stuff like that. But now with Zoom and Skype and FaceTime, we can reach out to them more, and sometimes have to set out time to do that. So, like, I met with my cousin the other night from Texas, late at night. Just pop in, say hi. You don't even have to do face-to-face. Every once in a while, just think about sending them a card. Shoot an e-card. Those are pretty nice and easy to do. Email. If they like snail mail, you can send one there. It's a care package, care items, anything like that. Just, and by relationships also means, like, if you're married, you need to do some more stuff with your partner. You can schedule some time together, or, if you want to spend some more time with your kids or your grandkids or your puppy, you can schedule some time together, and it just kind of helps you work on relationships. And it also can be work relationships too. So this one down here, I put school, because so many people have been going back to school, and so many people are in school. And a lot of the goals in school is scholarships, GPAs, completion, and deciding whether to further after you get that bachelor's. And those are all personal goals and stuff. So, but if you set that before, you can work on that. So, like, goals, you want to get out in 4 years, that's great. But one you can work on now is a scholarship, because usually scholarships come up from semester to semester. So you can focus on that. Also, the semester you work on your GPA, you can work on. And then in school, you can also take your workload, and as your day is busy or your week is busy, you can divide how much you work. So, like, when I was studying, I did history, and we had these bigger books and a few things to do. So what I did is I calculated the chapters, I calculated how many days I had in reading, and I divided it, and then that many times that day. So therefore, I was never burnt out per se. Those books are pretty boring, but I wasn't burnt out per se, because I spent so much on this one chapter this day, one chapter that day, blah blah blah. Now, granted, not everyone can do that, so just every little bit. And it works in reading books too. So you have a really big book, and you would like to get it done in the month. Just calculate how many pages, divide it by how many days in the month, or what your busiest day is, or whatever. Set that goal. You can go over, you can go under, just make it up. And that way you can kind of get some more things accomplished. The last one I chose was home. And mainly it's because home is the other place you're at. You're at work and you're at home. Or sometimes you work at home. So, it's good if you can to keep your house clean, organized and all that jazz. Sometimes it's not feasible. So what you can do is do what needs to be done when you see it. So your desk is a little messy, kind of like all these pins and stuff were out. Get a cup. There's a cup. Just stick them all in there. You can sort through them later. Sometimes I'll have random papers, and so, like I said before, I'll have a letter box, and I'll put like my mail in it. And then in the next one, I'll put random paper, and then I'll put other stuff like that, and I'll come back to that later. So you can do that. Clean your desk, organize your closets. Every once in a while, it's good to go through and kind of see your wardrobe, see what you have. So that way, when you're out and you see the sales, you don't duplicate, and you can buy some more stuff. And also, if you have some items that are well loved but still look in good shape and know someone that could use them, you can pass them on if someone needs them. So it's a good thing to do. Everyone good on that? Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so going on, we talked about master lists a few episodes back, and we were talking about organizing, putting things together. Again, the breaking up. Some people put their whole list together. Some people put a 15 list. What you can also do is put it very similar to what I did. Again, family, work, house, and me. You always have to get some me time in there as best you can. And so the master to-do list, and that's just kind of your overall goals that you achieve. Understand what you do every day, but what you need to do. And like family, events, celebrate anniversaries. You know, now as life goes on, you know, people start reaching anniversaries. That's time to reach out more to the massive celebration of milestones and things like that. You know, celebrate birthdays. You know, spend more time doing something with people. You can take some time and, you know, call up your neighbor, call up your family, your cousin. You know, come on, visit your because you know, people want to just go great, right? But you know, you need to visit them more. So you should tell them about it. So, send cards. Cards are always nice. If they're close enough, you can always send them flowers or candy or like toys. I look up the state funds that all those special popcorns, whatever. And I cut them for her and then we swap them. So she loves doing little things like that. Work. It's just anything you're doing that's not exactly leisure or relaxed time, basically. So that can be anything. In the work, you set mini goals. You know, if you want to finish a project or you have a project, you know, your mini goal might be to try to get it done in the week. And there's no, don't feel bad if you don't make it. I mean, goals are set out there to have you strive to achieve something. And the fact that you even attempt to do it is good enough. So, you know, it doesn't have to be like check all the marks off. They will get checked off eventually. So, on work, I also put like meeting at 12. If you some places you have meeting for work and projects, so you know you can put that down somewhere. So work, I put it on to the blog post. I have to figure out which guy blog. If I you have to upload a video and upload it every day. So you have to do your schedule in order to figure that out. If that's what you do. Also, if you go to a lot of events, I know a lot of clubs and a lot of things like that are participating in a lot of community stuff. It's good to kind of get an idea of what you want to achieve from this with the goal for yourself. Get excited. Figuring out, why do I do this? I go with this. So this one is house, and of course, like I said, this is the master to-do list, as in things to get done. But when they get done, it all depends on, you know, life and everything like that. Then the last one here is me, and me, I take Christmas once a week. I have a whole bunch of them. I do this one every week. Keep in shape. And I watch it. Also, get two for here. Two little counts. I just made this one was the same as this, but I messed up and I got off. So I just put a sticker over it. The first sticker, I've done mistakes, but yeah, I totally misnumbered things. And so, you know, here, you have to write it, check the sticker, and all these rectangle Like I said, they work well with the dots, but you can always take washi tape. And there's all kinds of different lengths of washi tape. And you just go around it like a frame, and it will also work too. Or you can get the sticker books, and they have squares as well. And this is another one, taking the idea of goals in life and adding a little more to it. This is a kind of a real style, and then just you can put it in order. Well, I'm sorry about that. I don't know why it does that. So
yeah, me either. Like I said, I was just trying to figure out, was it my internet or was it everybody else's? So.
Oh, no, it's funny because here you can look it up. And it'll be that sound purple, but it's doing that when I'm going back and editing. I know this is like destroy the whole part of it. But so, if you have any questions or anything, just let me know.
Okay.
Here we go back over. So is it okay now, though? Are you all right now? Okay. So, back into this again, the goals. And this is I put friends and family, personal development, spirituality, finances, career and business, relationships, and fun and rec. And so you can do this in any way. So these are kind of your goals that you want to pursue, and it can be anything for you. And I did it in this tier thing, and this one is keep in touch, make an effort for more outings. If you have, if you're close to your family, you can do that. Sometimes you don't always have that luxury, so you can hang out with friends. Personal development, read more, time away from online set monthly goals. Like if you want to read 3 books, 5 books, say you want to read a whole series, take a month and try to read a whole series in a month. Spirituality, this can be anything from meditating to reflection, gratitude journaling, praying, whatever you do. Coloring as well, and working in a journal. Just kind of letting those creative juices flow and just enjoying, kind of becoming one with yourself. Finances, you can put an idea, like say maybe you buy too much coffee. You might put a rein on how much coffee you buy, and you might find you save some money. So, but things like that, if you're not really needing a whole bunch of stuff, you might just cut back if that's what it is. And sometimes finances are not the issue, so if it's not, then that needs to be put on the list. But career and business, passive income, focus on business, on that, your career and business. If you're starting a business, like some of my friends are, they're going to start thinking about, cost and efficiency and how to get their name out and advertising and stuff like that. And you have to go on that, but you also have to manage time to also don't forget your family, don't forget that there is also life too. So relationships, and that can be with anybody, that can fall under the family and friends, that can be under your partner, it can be under your pet or your little buddies, and just anything like that. Just spending more time, playing more time, just time spent together can help. And the last one was fun and rec, which again is the me time, and whatever that is. If me time is sitting down with the couch with your partner, popping some popcorn and watching a movie, that's great. If it's out, you guys both reading, end up falling asleep on the couch together, like my grandparents do, that's also great. Just whatever is fun and relaxing for you on those. And of course, I always put a note box here, and you can put whatever you want. So the last thing here for this time is a work project. Now, if you have projects, and this could be for like sewing projects, art projects, like if you're doing certain paintings, you can set it up in 3 sections, as in like realistic painting, sketches, and possibly like cards. If you're going to do postcards or greeting cards or birthday cards, you can set it up that way. If you're working, you can do like these. This is the different things, how was the weather, the projects that need finishing, just little kind of catch-all stuff. Pamphlets, things to do, the printouts you have to make. Do you have to do a newsletter? Do you have to put on a letter? Or you have to do some flowers? And this one I put posters, which is like the artwork posters, and a few summer reading program ads you have to do. But it can be anything. It can be like nonfiction, fiction, you know, and maybe a cookbook or something here. You know, you can make it whatever you want. And the key is to take from all this is really time management. Think about what you have in your life, what you're doing, and kind of think about the time spent doing these things, and you know, kind of formulating something that works for you. And well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. That's all I've got for today. So any questions, anything? Sorry about the audio trouble. I don't know why it does that. And if you have any questions, you can always email me at darlib.lindseym@gmail.com, and I can give it all to you in a link. So, and I can definitely follow up on more of that. So thank you guys for coming, and I'm super glad you guys made it. So bye guys.